The crack of leather against flesh echoed through the dim kitchen like a gunshot in the dead of night, splitting the air and Jordan's world in two. His father's face, twisted in rage under the harsh fluorescent light, loomed like a storm cloud over the boy he had once cradled as his own. "You're no son of mine, you freak," the man snarled, his voice a venomous whisper that burned deeper than the belt's sting. As 16-year-old Jordan crumpled to the linoleum floor, tasting blood and the bitter salt of tears he refused to let fall. In that frozen heartbeat, Jordan's twin brother, Ethan, stood frozen in the doorway, his identical face pale as milk, eyes wide with the terror of recognition. They were mirror images, same tousled brown hair, same lanky build honed from high school track meets in their sleepy Ohio town, but tonight, the reflection shattered. Ethan had always been the golden one, straight as an arrow, popular with the girls, while Jordan hid his truths in stolen glances at the quarterback during practice. Their father, a burly factory worker with calloused hands that once built snow forts, had discovered Jordan's secret in the worst way. A crumpled note from a boy at school slipped into his backpack like a forbidden promise. Jordan didn't cry out. He never did. Instead, as the belt whistled down again, he locked eyes with Ethan, a silent plea passing between them, "Run with me," or "Stay and pretend." But Ethan turned away, shoulders hunched, vanishing into the shadows of the hallway like a ghost. The betrayal sliced sharper than any lash. By dawn, Jordan was gone, backpack slung over one shoulder, hitchhiking out of Milford with nothing but $20. A faded photo of him and Ethan at age 10, and a heart armored in fury and fear. The Greyhound bus to Chicago rattled like bones in a grave, carrying Jordan across state lines into the unknown sprawl of the Midwest. He was 16, broke, and utterly alone, the summer heat pressing against the grimy windows like an unwanted touch. Night after night, he crashed in youth shelters or under bridges, the city's underbelly swallowing him whole. Hunger gnawed at his ribs, but it was the ache of abandonment that kept him awake, replaying his father's words like a cursed loop: freak, abomination, shame on the family name. One rain-soaked evening in a dive bar on the south side, Jordan stumbled into a world that felt like fractured glass piecing itself back together. He was nursing a stolen soda, eavesdropping on a cluster of drag queens at the corner table, their laughter a defiant roar against the world's cruelty. That's when Marcus spotted him, a towering black man in his late 20s, with a fade haircut, gold hoop earrings, and eyes that held the weight of too many lost battles. Marcus was a bartender at the Rainbow Room, Chicago's oldest underground gay club, and he saw the kid for what he was, a runaway with fire in his veins. "Hey, kid, you look like you could use a meal that ain't from a dumpster," Marcus said, sliding a plate of greasy fries across the scarred wooden bar. Jordan froze, his guard up like a porcupine. But something in Marcus's steady gaze cracked it open. They talked until closing about Milford's suffocating small-town bigotry, about the twin who stayed behind, about the belt marks still bruising Jordan's back. Marcus didn't pry. He just listened, his deep voice a balm, sharing stories of his own escape from a Bible-thumping family in Alabama. By week's end, Jordan had a cot in Marcus's cramped apartment above the bar, a job washing dishes for minimum wage, and his first taste of community. The Rainbow Room was a neon-lit sanctuary, where leather-clad patrons danced to pulsing synth beats, and stories of survival hung in the air like cigarette smoke. There, Jordan met Lena, a fiery Latina trans woman with a mohawk and a laugh that could shatter ice, who taught him to apply makeup not to hide, but to claim his face as his own. And then there was Alex, a soft-spoken artist with freckles and a sketchbook always in hand, who made Jordan's pulse stutter the first time their fingers brushed over a shared cigarette. Alex was 20, studying at the Art Institute, with dreams of murals that captured the raw pulse of queer Chicago. Their first date was a picnic in Grant Park, under a sky bruised purple by dusk. Jordan, still raw from his scars, hesitated when Alex leaned in, lips tentative and sweet like summer rain. But when they kissed, it was electric, a spark that ignited something dormant in Jordan's chest, a warmth he'd only read about in dog-eared library books. "You're safe here," Alex whispered against his neck, and for the first time in months, Jordan believed it. Yet safety was a fragile illusion. Whispers of raids on gay clubs filtered through the bar like poison gas, and Jordan's nightmares dragged him back to that kitchen floor. Ethan wrote once, a crumpled letter forwarded through a shelter, "Dad, sorry. Come home. You're still my brother." But the words rang hollow, laced with the cowardice of silence. Jordan burned it in the sink, watching the flames devour the ink, vowing to forge a life where love wasn't a weapon. As autumn leaves turned the streets to fire, Jordan threw himself into survival. He enrolled in night classes at a community college, his calloused hands scribbling notes on American history while his mind wandered to revolutions of the heart. Marcus became the father he never had. Gruff advice over morning coffee: "Love ain't a straight line, kid. It's a damn maze. But you find your way out by holding on to the light." Lena dragged him to pride marches, her arm linked in his, chanting for rights that felt like distant stars. And Alex drew him out of his shell. Their nights tangled in sheets, bodies mapping each other's vulnerabilities with tender reverence. But love, Jordan learned, could bruise as deeply as hate. One frigid December night, after a gallery opening where Alex's paintings of intertwined lovers hung under spotlights, they argued in the snow-slicked alley behind the venue. "You're holding back," Alex accused, breath fogging the air, eyes hurt and searching. Jordan, fresh from a shift where a customer had spat slurs at the ferry boy, snapped, "You don't get it. Every time I let you in, I wait for the belt." The words hung heavy, and Alex pulled away, their relationship fracturing like thin ice. Heartbroken, Jordan threw himself into work, stacking crates at the club until his muscles screamed. He volunteered at a crisis hotline for queer youth, his voice a steady anchor for runaways echoing his own pain. It was there, on a line crackling with desperation, that he heard a voice like shattered porcelain, a 15-year-old kid named Riley, beaten by his uncle after being caught with a boy's hand in his. "I don't want to die," Riley sobbed, and Jordan talked him through the night, sharing fragments of his story, not the scars, but the survival. By dawn, Riley was safe in a shelter, and Jordan realized his pain could be a bridge, not a wall. Spring thawed the city, and with it came tentative reconciliation. Alex showed up at the bar with a sketch of Jordan laughing, free and fierce, the lines capturing a joy he hadn't known he possessed. "I miss us," Alex said simply, and they rebuilt, slower this time, with therapy sessions and honest midnight confessions. Jordan opened up about Ethan, the twin bond severed but not forgotten, and Alex held him through the tears, their love a quiet revolution against the ghosts. Years blurred into a rhythm of resilience. Jordan graduated with an associate's degree in social work, landing a job at a nonprofit aiding LGBTQ+ families in Chicago's Boys Town. Marcus retired to Florida, leaving the bar to Lena, who turned it into a community hub with open mic nights for trans poets. Alex's career flourished. His murals adorned underpasses, bold strokes of color defying the gray concrete. And Jordan, now 25, felt the edges of his wounds soften, though the faint white lines on his back remained a map of where he'd been. But life, that cruel architect, had one more twist. During a routine checkup, Alex confessed over takeout Thai, "I'm positive." The words landed like a punch, stealing Jordan's breath. HIV. Contracted from a hookup years before they met a ghost from Alex's wilder days. Fear clawed at Jordan's throat, but he swallowed it, pulling Alex close. We're in this together, he vowed, and they navigated the maze of medications, doctor visits, and the stigma that still clung to the virus like kudzu. Through it all, their love deepened, a fierce, unyielding flame. They married in a quiet ceremony at the lakeside, vows exchanged under a rainbow flag fluttering in the breeze, Lena officiating with tears in her eyes. Jordan took Alex's name, Jordan Hale, a quiet reclaiming of identity. Yet, as they built their life, a hollow ache persisted in Jordan's chest, the dream of family, of passing on the love he'd clawed from the dirt. The call came on a muggy July afternoon, 2 years into their marriage. Jordan was at his desk, counseling a teen on coming out, when his phone buzzed with the adoption agency's number. "We've got a match," the caseworker said, voice warm with possibility. A 6-month-old boy, abandoned at a fire station. His file. Well, he's got your heart, Jordan. Resilient, even in the chaos. They named him Noah, after the ark that carried life through the flood. Bringing him home was a whirlwind of formula bottles, sleepless nights, and Alex's gentle sketches of tiny fists clutching fingers. Jordan stared at the infant in the crib, his dark curls a mirror of no one and everyone, and felt the past rush back the kitchen floor. The belt, Ethan's averted eyes. But this time, instead of rage, a fierce protectiveness bloomed. "No one will ever hurt you," he whispered to Noah's sleeping form, pressing a kiss to his forehead. "Not on my watch." Fatherhood reshaped Jordan like clay under patient hands. Mornings blurred into diaper changes and babbling first words. Evenings into bedtime stories of brave knights who loved whoever they chose. Alex, his health stabilized by modern meds, became the playful dad, building forts from couch cushions while Jordan handled the deeper talks about differences, about kindness in a world quick to judge. They navigated the stairs at playgrounds, the whispers when two dads pushed swings. But Noah's laughter drowned them out, a melody of pure, unscarred joy. Yet shadows lingered. News from Milford trickled in. Their father, felled by a heart attack, bedridden and repentant in his regrets. Ethan, now a husband and father himself, reached out via email, words halting. "I've told my kids about you. Jord, the real you. Come home. Let us fix this." Jordan read it in the dim glow of his phone, Alex's arm around his shoulders, Noah asleep between them. Forgiveness felt like a foreign language. But for his son, for the man he'd become, he considered it. The drive back to Ohio was a pilgrimage through cornfields and memories, the highway humming under tires worn from Chicago winters. Noah babbled from his car seat, oblivious to the weight pressing on Jordan's chest. Alex squeezed his hand at a rest stop, his ring glinting in the sun. "You're not that boy anymore," he said softly. "You're the hero now." Milford hadn't changed. Same cracked sidewalks, same factory smokestacks belching gray against the sky. Their childhood home sagged under ivy, the kitchen window still framed by faded curtains. Ethan met them at the door, older now, lines etched around eyes so like Jordan's, a toddler on his hip. "Bro," he choked out, pulling Jordan into a hug that cracked open the years. Their father lay in the living room, frail in his recliner, oxygen tube snaking to his nose. His gaze, when it met Jordan's, held no thunder, only the hollow echo of a man staring at his ruins. "I was wrong," he rasped, voice a gravel whisper. "Called you freak. When I was the monster, Ethan told me everything. About your life, your boy." Tears carved paths down weathered cheeks. Jordan stood rigid, Noah's small hand in his. The room thick with unspoken lashes. Part of him wanted to walk away, to let the door slam on the past. But then Noah tugged his sleeve, smiling up with trust unbroken. And Jordan knelt, lifting his son into his arms. "You see this?" Jordan said, voice steady but laced with the emotion of a lifetime. "This is love. The kind you beat out of me. But I found it anyway. For him. I'll say it. I forgive you. But don't expect me to forget." His father nodded, a sob escaping, and Ethan wept openly. The twins finally bridging the chasm with tentative words and shared silences. As they drove away, the sun dipping low over the fields, Jordan glanced in the rear view at Noah, dozing against Alex's shoulder. The scars on his back itched faintly. A reminder. But they no longer defined him. He'd turned freak into father, pain into purpose. In the quiet car, Alex's hand found his again, and Jordan Smoleta a real one, born of battles won. Love, he'd learned, wasn't the absence of storms. It was the anchor that held you steady through them. And in raising Noah with open arms and an open heart, Jordan had built an ark of his own, carrying not just survival, but a legacy of grace. The years that followed wove their family tighter, threads of joy and challenge interlaced like vines climbing a trellis. Noah grew into a whirlwind of energy, his questions as boundless as the Lake Michigan horizon they called home. At 4, he finger-painted rainbows on the fridge, declaring, "Daddies make the best colors." Jordan laughed, wiping smudges from chubby cheeks. But inside, a swell of gratitude rose for this boy who saw love without labels, who mended the fractures Jordan carried. Work at the nonprofit expanded Jordan's reach. He led workshops in high schools, sharing sanitized slices of his story to arm teens against the belts and bigotries waiting in the wings. One evening, a boy with Ethan's shy smile approached after a session, confessing his crush on his best friend. "You're brave," the kid said. And Jordan, throat tight, replied, "Nah, kid. Brave as you. Right here. Right now." Alex captured the moment in a sketch later that night. The boy's tentative hope etched in pencil strokes, a quiet tribute to the ripples Jordan sent into the world. Challenges came. As they do, Alex's counts dipped one winter, landing him in the hospital with fevers that clawed at his strength. Jordan paced sterile halls, Noah's drawings taped to the window like talismans, whispering prayers to a god he'd long doubted. "Fight. Love," he urged during lucid moments, holding Alex's hand as machines beeped their indifferent rhythm. When Alex rallied, discharged with a new cocktail of pills and a fiercer resolve, they celebrated with ice cream at midnight, Noah's giggles echoing through the apartment. Team Hale unbeatable. Alex toasted, and Jordan believed it, down to his scarred bones. Ethan visited more often, bridges mending with each holiday meal. His own coming out to their father had been quieterno belts. Just tears and a halting embrace, but it forged a bond Ethan now shared with Jordan over late-night beers on the balcony. "I should have run with you," Ethan admitted once, stars pricking the Chicago skyline. Jordan clapped his shoulder, the twin connection humming alive. "You stayed and changed him from the inside. That's your brave." Noah's questions deepened with age. At 6, during a family trip to the National Mall in D.C., he stared at the Lincoln Memorial, then turned to Jordan. "Why do people hate who we love?" The words pierced, casual as a stone skipped on the reflecting pool. Jordan knelt on the marble steps, the summer sun gilding Noah's curls. "Some folks are scared of what's different, buddy, like shadows stretching long at dusk. But light always wins. Look at us." Noah nodded, slipping his hand into Alex's, and they walked on, a trio against the tide. Romance. 2. evolved in subtle fires. Date nights stolen amid carpools and parent-teacher conferences, picnics in the same Grant Park where it began. Alex's head on Jordan's lap as city lights twinkled like fireflies. Their intimacy, tempered by illness and time, burned slower, deeper, touches that spoke volumes in the language of survivors. "Still my freak," Alex teased one night, tracing the faded scars on Jordan's back. Jordan pulled him close, voice husky. "Always. And you're my anchor." By Noah's 8th birthday, the family had roots sinking deep. They moved to a brownstone in Boys Town, walls alive with Alex's murals, vibrant scenes of intertwined hands. Defying gravity, Jordan published a memoir, raw pages of his journey from Milford's shadows to Chicago's glow. Proceeds funding scholarships for queer runaways. The launch party buzzed with faces from his past. Lena, now a city council advocate. Marcus, sun-kissed from Florida. Even their father, frail but beaming from a wheelchair, toasting with trembling hands. "To my son," he said, eyes locking on Jordan's. "Who taught me love." Ethan's family joined, his kids clambering over Noah like puppies. The twins' laughter mingling in a harmony long silenced. As cake-smeared faces and balloons bobbed, Jordan watched from the kitchen doorway, heart full to bursting. This was redemption, not a grand gesture, but the quiet accumulation of days, a hug unmarred by fear. A story told without shame. A boy raised to believe his heart was enough. In the hush after the party, as Alex tucked Noah in with tales of star-crossed nights, Jordan stepped onto the stoop, breathing the crisp autumn air. The city hummed below, a symphony of lives intersecting, and he thought of the boy on that Greyhound, fists clenched against the dark. That Jordan had survived by sheer will. This one thrived by grace. Love, he discovered, wasn't the fairy tale sold in movies, it was the gritty, tear-streaked choice to hold on, to build from ruins, to raise a son not in spite of the pain, but because of it. And as Alex joined him, wrapping arms around his waist, Jordan leaned back. Content. The freak had become the father, the beaten twin, the unbreakable thread. In the end, it wasn't about erasing the scars. It was about wearing them like badges. Proof that from the deepest wounds, the most profound loves could bloom. Noah's world expanded in bursts of color and curiosity, each milestone a testament to the life Jordan had carved from stone. School plays where he hammed as a pirate king. Soccer games under floodlights where muddy tackles ended in triumphant hugs. Jordan was there, camcorder in hand, cheering louder than anyone. But beneath the cheers lurked the vigilance of a survivor, eyes scanning bleachers for judgmental glares, ears attuned to playground whispers. When a classmate's parent cornered him after a game, hissing, "Two dads." That's confusing for kids. Jordan's blood ran cold, echoes of his father's rage flickering like old film. He didn't snap. Instead, that night, over spaghetti and garlic bread, he turned it into a lesson. Some people think love looks a certain way, he told Noah, twirling noodles on his fork. But it's like ice cream, vanilla's fine, but rocky road. That's the magic. Noah giggled, sauce on his chin, and Alex shot Jordan a look of pure admiration. "You're rewriting the script, babe," he murmured later, as they loaded the dishwasher. The clink of plates a domestic rhythm. Alex's art took a new turn, inspired by fatherhood. Installations of recycled glass, shards fused into prisms that scattered rainbows across gallery walls. One piece, fractured light, drew crowds, visitors tracing the edges, murmuring about beauty in breakage. Jordan attended the opening, Noah in a tiny suit, wide-eyed amid the wine-sipping elite. A critic approached, notebook in hand. "What's the story here?" she asked Alex. He glanced at Jordan, smiling softly. It's about a man who was broken young, then built a life that shines. Reviews poured in. But the real validation came from letters, queer parents mailing sketches of their own families, thanking Alex for visibility, Jordan for the unspoken courage. One envelope held a photo, 2 dads and a daughter at Disney. Captioned, "Your story gave us ours." Jordan pinned it to the fridge, beside Noah's latest masterpiece, a crayon family under a lopsided sun. Health scares punctuated the bliss. Jordan's back, weakened by old injuries, flared during a pickup game with Noah, landing him in physical therapy. Sessions of stretches and grunts unearthed not just knots, but memories, the snap of leather, the burn of shame. His therapist, a no-nonsense woman named Carla with tattoos of phoenixes on her arms, pushed gently. "Forgiveness isn't for them, Jordan. It's for you to stop carrying the weight." He nodded, sweat beading, and in quiet moments, wrote letters he never sent to his younger self, promising safety, to his father, granting peace. Ethan's visits became annual pilgrimages, the twins reclaiming lost time over backyard barbecues. Their father passed quietly in spring, a hospital bed his final stage. Ethan at his side. "He said to tell you he was proud." Ethan relayed over the phone, voice cracking. Jordan, rocking a feverish Noah through the night, felt a strange release, not joy, but a loosening of chains. At the funeral, a sparse affair in Milford's Methodist Church, Jordan spoke briefly. "He taught me what not to be. And in that, he gave me everything." Ethan gripped his hand after, the twin bond a quiet anchor amid the hymns. Noah, sensing the shift, drew a picture, Grandpa as a bird flying free, Daddy's and him waving from below. "He's happy now," the boy said matter-of-factly, and Jordan hugged him fierce, tears silent. Alex framed the drawing, hanging it in their bedroom, a talisman of closure. As Noah hit double digits, his world cracked open to complexities. A school project on family trees stumped him. He came home frowning, backpack thudding to the floor. "Mine's different. No moms. And branches that zigzag." Jordan's heart twisted, but he pulled out markers, turning the kitchen table into a canvas. Together, they sketched not a tree, but a web strands connecting Marcus in Florida, Lena's council office, Ethan's Ohio clan. "Families aren't straight lines, kiddo," Jordan explained, coloring a bold red thread between the 3 of them. "They're tapestries. Messy, beautiful, strong." Alex contributed a poem, read aloud at dinner, verses of woven hearts, unapologetic and alive. Noah beamed, reciting lines back. And in that moment, Jordan saw the Futuria boy equipped not just to survive, but to love without apology. Their own love, weathered and wise, found new expressions. Anniversaries marked with tattoos. Jordan inked a small arc on his wrist, Alex a prism on his collarbone. Vacations to the Smoky Mountains, where they hiked trails hand in hand. Noah scampering ahead, collecting rocks like treasures. One evening, by a campfire crackling under stars, Alex turned to Jordan. 10 years. You think we'd make it?" Jordan pulled him close, Noah roasting marshmallows nearby, oblivious. "We didn't just make it. We built it. You, me, him, our freakish, perfect world." Word of Jordan's memoir spread, leading to TEDx invites and podcast spots. On stage in a sunlit auditorium, he shared the hook of his life, the belt, the bus, the boy who became a bridge. "I was called a freak," he said, voice steady, eyes scanning faces hungry for hope. "But freaks, we're the ones who rewrite the rules, who love loud enough to drown out the hate." Applause thundered, but the real thunder was In's idea, boy from Ohio, standing tall, his son's proud grin from the front row, the only spotlight he needed. Back home, life settled into golden grooves. Noah's first crush, a classmate with braids and a soccer prowess, sparked awkward talks over pizza. Liking someone is scary, Jordan admitted, remembering Alex's first kiss. But it's the best kind of scary. Go for it, champ. Noah did. A tentative note passed in homeroom, and when it bloomed into playground hand-holding, Jordan snapped a photo from afar blurry. Perfect. A snapshot of innocence preserved. Challenges loomed. As always, schoolyard bullies echoing old slurs. Alex's annual checkups ticking like clocks. But they faced them as a unit. Therapy, a monthly ritual. Community, a safety net. Lena's advocacy pushed bills through Springfield. Protections for families like theirs. And Jordan testified. Noah's drawing clutched in his pocket like luck. On Noah's 12th birthday, they surprised him with a road trip to the Grand Canyon. The vast chasm, a metaphor writ large. Standing at the rim, wind whipping their jackets, Noah yelled into the void, "I love my family." Echoes bounced back, multiplied, and Jordan laughed, tears stinging. This was a payoff of every scar, every choice to love harder. As dusk painted the sky in fire, Alex slung an arm around Jordan's shoulders. "From freaks to this," he murmured. Jordan nodded, pulling Noah between them. "Yeah, and I'd do it all again." In the gathering dark, with the earth's ancient wound below and stars wheeling above, their love stood eternal, a defiant light, illuminating the way for all who followed. The tapestry of their lives grew richer, threads pulling in unexpected patterns. Noah, now 13, dove into activism, organizing a school GSA with a passion that mirrored Jordan's quiet fire. Bake sales for queer charities. Pride flags and lockers Jordan watched from parent nights. Pride swelling like a tide. "You're changing things, son," he told Noah after a rally. Confetti still in his hair. The boy shrugged, but his eyes shone. "Learn from the best." Alex's health held steady, but creativity surged. He landed a commission for a Chicago mural, a massive wall in Boys Town depicting generations of queer resilience. Jordan's silhouette woven into the figures. Belt scars stylized as wings. Dedication Day drew crowds. Politicians and drag icons mingling with everyday heroes. Noah unveiled the plaque, voice cracking slightly, "For my dads, who taught me to fly." Cameras flashed, but Jordan's focus was on Alex's hand in his, the warmth grounding him amid the whirl. Ethan's family relocated closer, a suburb hop away, turning holidays into full house chaos, turkey wars in the kitchen, board games devolving into laughter-fueled alliances. The twins, gray threading their temples, shared stories late into nights. Ethan's regrets, Jordan's triumphs forging a brotherhood reborn. One Christmas, Ethan gifted Jordan a restored photo from their youth, the two boys, arms slung around shoulders, grins wide. "We were always whole," Ethan said. Jordan framed it beside Noah's crib photo. Bridges eternal. Personal storms brewed too. Jordan's back surgery loomed, a disc herniated from years of lifting life's loads. Hospital gowns and 4 drips dragged him back to Alex's bedside vigils. But this time, roles reversed. Alex the Rock, Noah the comic relief with Jell-O mustache drawings. Recovery was grueling, crutches clacking through the brownstone. But it gifted clarity, time to pen a children's book. The Freak Who Found His Family, illustrated by Alex in whimsical strokes. Publishers snapped it up. Readings in libraries drawing tearful parents and wide-eyed kids. Noah narrated at the launch, his voice carrying the hook. Once, a boy ran from pain, but found love waiting. Noah's teen years brought tempest crushes that crashed like waves. Identity questions bubbling under braces and growth spurts. A school dance invite from his best friend. a non-binary kid named Kai. Sparked nerves. What if they laugh? Noah fretted. Ty ask you. Jordan knelt, straightening it. Then they laugh at love. Not you. And love. It always wins the room. The dance photos arrived days later. Noah and Kai mid-twirl. Joy unfiltered. Jordan pinned them next to his own faded Polaroid with Alex. Cycles complete. Community called louder. Jordan keynote at national conferences. His story a beacon for shelters nationwide. A documentary crew followed for months, capturing mundane magic, breakfast debates on superheroes, park runs where Noah outpaced his dads. The film premiered at Sundance, critics hailing its raw humanity. But the true premiere was family screening tears and hugs in their living room. Marcus zooming in from retirement. Alex surprised Jordan on their 20th anniversary with a vow renewal at Grant Park. The same bench from their first kiss now engraved, from pain to forever. Lena officiated again, voice booming. Noah as ring bearer with a grin splitting his face. Vows updated. I promise to hold your scars as sacred, Alex said. And Jordan, voice thick, replied, to build our ark. Storm after storm. Rings exchanged. They danced under string lights. Noah whooping encouragement. As Noah neared high school, dreams crystallized, art school like Alex, social work like Jordan, college tours dotted calendars. But home remained anchor movie marathons. Bonfires where stories spun like sparks. One night, under a meteor shower, Noah asked, regret anything? Dad. Jordan pondered, Alex's head on his shoulder. Only that it took so long to get here. But every step, worth it. Their father's legacy lingered in small ways. A recipe book from Milford. Pages yellowed with notes in his scrawl. Jordan adapted the meatloaf with a rainbow twist of veggies serving at potlucks, turning poison into sustenance. Ethan's kids called him Uncle Jord, tumbling into hugs. The family web vast and vibrant. In quiet hours, Jordan reflected on the title of his life, from beaten twin to loving father, freak to family man. The kitchen echoed no more. Instead, laughter filled rooms. Love the loudest echo. He'd raised Noah not despite the past, but through itching resilience wrapped in tenderness. Romance as revolution. And as years folded forward, Jordan knew the greatest drama wasn't survival, but the romance of redemption. The gay twin who, against all odds, raised a son to love without limits, proving that from the deepest fractures, the most luminous lives emerge. Noah's high school years unfolded like a novel with plot twists aplenty, each chapter testing the foundations Jordan had laid. Freshman orientation brought the sting of separation anxiety. Noah clinging to Jordan's sleeve amid bustling hallways. What if I mess up? He whispered, backpack sagging like his spirits. Jordan crouched, hazel eyes level with his son's. Messing up's part of the story, but it's how we edit into something epic. A fist bump sealed it, and Noah strode in, shoulders squaring echo of Jordan at 16, but armored in affirmation. Clubs claimed him fast, debate team sharpening his wit, theater channeling his flair. His first lead, in a production of Rent, hit close portraying a young queer artist navigating love and loss. Rehearsals stretched late. Jordan and Alex in the audience for dress runs. Hearts and throats as Noah belted anthems of Outcasts finding tribe. Opening night. Applause crashed like waves. Backstage. Noah collapsed into hugs. Felt like you up there, he told Jordan. Sweat slicked and glowing. Jordan swallowed hard. Nah, kid. That was all you. Alex's mural commissions boomed. One adorning a California Pride Centera cascade of figures linking hands across divides. Travel pulled him away, but video calls bridged gaps. his voice a steady hum amid hotel hums. Jordan held the fort, navigating Noah's growth spurts and slammed doors. The teen angst a right familiar from his own hidden diaries. One blow-up. Over curfew after a party. Saw Noah storming. You don't get it, I am not a kid. Jordan let him cool. Then knocked soft. I do get it. Ran from worse at your age. But running doesn't fix. Talking does. Door cracked. Words flowed, fears of fitting in. Crushes unspoken, and dawn found them on the couch. Bonded tighter. Health vigilance persisted. Annual checkups for Alex. Therapy check-ins for Jordan. A scare with Noah's tonsil swollen. Fever high rattled them. Hospital lights blurring past traumas. But pediatricians were kind. Surgery swift. And recovery a parade of smoothies and video games. Team Hale strikes again. Alex quipped. Spooning ice cream. And laughter healed what fear frayed. Ethan's orbit tightened. Joint vacations to the Keys, where twins snorkeled reefs with nephews in tow. Salt water washing old salts. One sunset cruise. Beers in hand. Ethan broached the unspoken. Dad's grave, I put your book there. Figured he'd want to know. Jordan nodded. Horizon swallowing the sun. Think he hears us now? Ethan clinked bottles. Every damn word. Noah's romance bloomed tentative with Kai. Now official, handholds in halls. Movie dates chaperoned with eye rolls. When Kai came out as non-binary to hesitant parents. Noah vented over dinner. Fury flashing. How can they not see how awesome they are? Jordan listened. Then shared his belt night raw. Fear blinds. Son. But love. It lights the way. Be their light. Noah did. Standing sentinel. And when Kai's family softened at a pride picnic, Jordan beamed his lessons living. The memoir's sequel brewed. Jordan typing in stolen hours. Noah's beta reads peppered with dad. Too sappy. But publication day brought stacks signed for schools. A launch with queer icons toasting resilience. A fan letter from a Milford teen. Your story gave me guts to tell my twin, circled back. Full loop. Alex's 40th surprised with a gallery retrospective. Rooms alive with decades of defiance. Noah curated a corner. His own sketches alongside youth, bridging generations. Toasts flowed. Marcus flew in. Arm around Jordan. Look what you built. Kid. Jordan. Throat full. Raised glass. To freaks who fly. As Noah eyed college's NYU's arts. Chicago's social justice doors stirred bittersweet. Gonna miss you dorks. He joked on a campus quad. Leaves crunching. Jordan ruffled his hair. Miss you more. But go conquer. We've got your back. Alex nodded. Sketching the scene, 3 figures against ivy walls. Futures unfurling. Daily graces grounded, pancake Sundays. Where Noah flipped flops with flair. Bonfires roasting mores and secrets. One night. Stars sharp. Noah confessed dreams of advocacy. Inspired by Jordan's talks. Want to help kids like you were. Pride swelled. Fierce. You'll be brilliant. Just remember, love's the loudest protest. Their love. Alex and Jordan's. Aged like fine bourbon smooth. Potent. Anniversaries whispered intimate. A cabin getaway. No phones. Just firelight and reminisce. Still choose you. Alex murmured. Tracing jaw. Jordan kissed palm. Every lifetime. Noah's graduation loomed. Cap and gown a milestone. Rehearsal dinner. Family crammed round table. Toast teary. Jordan's. You were our miracle. Noah. Now go make yours. Diplomas clutched. Hugs endless. Then the after-party dance floor thumping. Kai twirling Noah. Alex pulling Jordan close. Our boys soaring. Alex breathed. Jordan smiled. Heart vast. Ours forever. Empty nest whispers neared. But Jordan filled voids with purpose, nonprofit expansions, mentoring circles. A new book on queer parenting flew off shelves. Forward by Noah, My Dads Didn't Just Raise Methy rewrote what family means. In Quiet Eves, Jordan traced scars and mirror. No longer enemies, but elders. The twin beaten for love had birthed a legacy of itkith to kin. Pain to power. From Ohio shadows to Chicago blaze. He'd proven, freaks aren't broken. They're the forge where unbreakable bonds are made. And in Noah's wings unfurling, Jordan saw Eternisha's son raised not from perfection, but from the profound grace of choosing love. Every scarred, stunning day. The launch of Noah's college era hit like a gentle wave. Not the tsunami Jordan half-dreaded. Move-in day at NYU, dorm room stuffed with posters of Alex's murals. Jordan's inscribed books. Kai's care package of NYC survival tips. Teary goodbyes in the sticky August heat. Noah hugging fierce. Call every day? Yeah. He joked. Eyes glassy. Jordan laughed. Throat tight. Twice. Love you. Kid. Driving back. Alex's hand on his knee. The highway blurred through unshed tears. He's ready, Alex said. Jordan nodded. We made sure of that. Empty nest settled soft. A new rhythm emerging. Mornings stretched lazy. Coffee on the balcony overlooking Boystown's bustle. Jordan dove deeper into writing. A podcast series interviewing queer elders Marcus first. Voice gravelly with tales of Stonewall echoes. Listeners flooded in. Stories shared, survivals mirroring his. Redemption's hard one. One episode, with a trans father from the South, ended in mutual tears over Zoom. You gave words to my silence. The man said. Jordan wiped eyes. Nawiri just echoes. Amplifying. Alex's studio hummed busier. Commissions from global pride festivals. A Berlin wall piece. Shattered concrete yielding to intertwined lovers. Earned acclaim. Jordan flew with him. Their first Europe John Cobblestone walks. Museum whispers. Hotel nights reclaiming youth. Remember our first trip. Alex teased over croissants. Jordan grinned. Tent in the woods. Bugs and bliss. They laughed. Hands linked across cafe tables. Love's patina gleaming. Ethan's clan visited often. Filling the brownstone with chaos. Barbecues where nephews battled Noah over video call. Twins trading dad jokes grown lopsided with age. A family reunion in Milford. On the old home's sold lot now a community garden. Closed circles. Jordan planted a tree there. Sapling sturdy. Noah Skyping blessings. Roots deep. Branches wide. He said. Ethan clapped shoulder. Like us. Noah thrived in New York. Texts buzzing. Ace-lit seminary our stories helped. Crushes cycled. Heartbreaks hashed in late calls. When a bad breakup left him gutted, Jordan booked a train, arriving with care packages and dad hugs. Hearts heal crooked sometimes. He said over pizza in the dorm. Makes the next love fit just right. Noah leaned head on shoulder. Thanks for the blueprint. Challenges crept. Jordan's knees creaked from old track days. Therapy a twice-weekly dance. Alex's meds adjusted after a dip. But yoga and each other steadied. They volunteered at a youth center. Jordan facilitating groups. Alex leading art sessions passing torches to the next wave. Noah's summer internship at a queer rights org sparked fire. He co-authored an op-ed on twin bonds and identity, dedicating to my uncle Ethan and dad Jorth mirrors who showed me. Publication day. Family Zoom toast. Champagne pops. Proud tears. You're the change, Jordan said. Noah blushed. Learned from the survivor. Anniversary 25. A vow renewal at the Grand Canyon again. Noah flying in. Kai 2. Vows sunset gilded. Through every canyon. Alex promised. Jordan, your light in my shadows. Rings refreshed. They danced on the rim. Noah fiddling playlist cheesy ballads to indie anthems. Alex's retrospective toured, landing in D.C. Jordan joined. Testimony to Congress on family protections slipping in the schedule. Noah lobbied too. Fresh-faced beside grizzled activists. Bill passed narrow. Celebrations, fierce hugs in Capitol halls. Ethan texting cheers from Ohio. Home. They adopted a rescue dog. A scruffy mutt named Scout Chaos Pup for empty rooms. Walks in Lincoln Park became rituals. Leashes tangling like life. Think Noah's missing this. Alex asked one fall crunch. Jordan tossed stick. He's building his pack. We'll visit. Noah graduated cum laude. Cap airborne in throng. Speech. My dad's taught me love's not given, it's chosen. Daily. Diplomas clutched. After party wild. Jordan slow danced with Alex amid millennials. Whispering. Our boy's a force. Alex, like his old man. Postgrad. Noah landed in D.C. Policy role at a nonprofit. Visits frequent. Brownstone brimming. One Thanksgiving. Full table, Ethan's crew. Lena's partner. Marcus retired golden. Toasts to absent. Toasts to hear Jordans. To freaks who family forged. Ages crept gentle. 50s for Jordan. Alex. Silver threading hair. Health checks routine. Adventures scaled national parks over oceans. Book 3, Legacy of Love. Co-authored with Noah. Shells flying. In Eve's quiet. Jordan journals, scars faded. But story sharp. The twin beaten rose. Raised a son who raised worlds. From Ohio lash to global light. His arc proved. Pain's not ended the spark for love's inferno. Burning bright. Eternal. Decades wove their final patterns. Time's hand gentle on the loom. Jordan. 62. Retired from the nonprofit. Legacy and network of centers bearing his name's sanctuaries for runaways. Echoes of his Greyhound nights. Mornings now for gardening. Tomatoes ripening beside Alex's easel. Canvas splashed with autumn hues. Still painting us old. Jordan teased. Weeding. Alex smirked. Brush pausing. Eternally young in my eyes. Noah. 35. Married Kai in a Boys Town ceremony vows under rainbow arches. Jordan walking him down aisle. Tears blurring boutonnieres. Proud doesn't cover it. He whispered pre-ceremony. Noah squeezed arm. Your love started this. Reception danced till dawn. Ethan toasting twins' triumph. Great-nephews toddling amid cake. Grandkids arrived whirlwind. First. A girl named Riley after the hotline boy curly-topped Spitfire. Jordan cradled her. Tiny fist gripping finger. Heart cracking open anew. Little anchor. He cooed. Alex sketching beside crib. Visits from D.C. Filled weekends, park picnics. Story hours where Jordan spun sanitized scars into sagas of brave hearts. Alex's 80th neared. Health a fickle friend walks shorter. But spirit vast. A final mural. Community gift, Boys Town wall of generations. Jordan's handprint etched central. Unveiling. Noah spoke. For the freak who fathered us all. Applause. Then quiet. Alex leaning on Jordan. Went out bold. Jordan's own milestones marked reflective, memoir box set. TED Talk viral anew amid youth surges. Ethan passed serene. 80-something. Jordan at bedside, twin hands clasped. See you on the other side. Bro. Grief soft. Buffered by memories. Ohio reunions. Laughter lines shared. Noah's kids called him Papa Jord. Clamoring for tales. Bedtimes. Tell the belt's story but happy end. Jordan softened edges. Emphasizing love's when. Your papa was called freak once. But freaks. They build the best families. Alex slipped away, summer silent. Heart quiet mid-sketch, Jordan holding hand. Whispering vows reversed. Funeral lakeside. Ashes scattered, Grant Park. Noah eulogizing. He painted our pains into prisms. Jordan scattered last. Wind carrying. Wait for me. Love. Widowhood hollowed. But family filled. Grandkids' graduations. Great-grand on horizon. Jordan mentored via Zoom. Voice steady, love loud. Live true. At 90. Memoir updated epilogue by Riley. Papa's scars. Our stars. Final days. Brownstone sunlit. Noah bedside. Did good. Dad. Jordan rasped. Hand in sons. Noah nodded. Tears. Epic. Love you forever. Jordan smiled. Eyes closing on legacy. From beaten twin to love's patriarch. Freak forged into father eternal. An exhale last. He knew pain's plot twisted to romance profound. Raising sons who raised worlds in boundless. Healing light.